Sekejap. Oh, sekejap. Okay. Masa ambil muka aku?
Hello, test, test. My echo check, my echo. Okay, respond. Okay.
Alright. Aku nak record pakai dua benda. Dua ni. Tak apa ni ramai-ramai record okay kot. Nanti tengok lah masa tu.
Dah, okey lah tu.
Ya. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Assalamualaikum and good morning everyone. I am happy to welcome you all to our 5th Executive Community Meeting. Thank you for attending this meeting. So, Ms. Secretary, do we have enough quorum to start this meeting?
Waalaikumsalam and good morning, Mr. Chairman. I'm afraid that we still don't have enough quorum to start this meeting. Miss Aiman just called and she told me that she will be a bit late because she faced an internet problem. Now she is trying to join us.
Alright, we just wait for her. A few minutes late won't hurt, right?
I apologize for being late, Mr. Chairman. My Wi-Fi connection was down, so I had to rely on my mobile data. Please accept my apologies for taking up more of your time.
It is totally fine, Ms. Aiman. Now this meeting will begin immediately. Before we begin, I'd like to extend a warm greeting to everyone and express my gratitude for attending the BuzzFeed Executive Community Meeting, especially on such short notice. Shall we start the meeting?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, Ms. Secretary, is there any apologies for absence in today's meeting?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Unfortunately, there are apologies for absence received from Mr. Muhammad Ali and Mr. Ahmad Akil. They have been hospitalized since last week as they were involved in an accident.
Oh my god. I just told them happy together in our week. May God heal them.
And also, Miss Elizabeth Tan, who is now on maternity leave. Mr. Chairman, for your information, she safely delivered a baby girl last night.
Ms. Secretary, later please send her a bouquet of roses to congratulate her.
Yes, of course, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Ms. Secretary. So now, I believe we can proceed to the minutes of the last meeting, shall we?
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
I now call upon Ms. Secretary to read the minutes of the last meeting. I hope everyone can focus on Ms. Secretary as she reads.
In the last meeting, it was decided that our company went a canteen for the worker, so they can buy food during rest day. All had agreed with Ms. Maisara proposal, which was seconded by Mr. Naufal, that the canteen will be built. The second item that our company discussed in the last meeting was about self-order coffee vending machine. It was proposed by Ms. Bella and seconded by Ms. Aiman.
Thank you very much, Ms. Secretary. Alright then, anyone has a question or amendment to be made?
Mr. Chairman, I noticed that there is an error in item number 2. Regarding the venue of the wedding ceremony, it should be held at Dewan Raja Haji, not Dewan Haji Raja.
Ms. Secretary, please make an immediate amendment to the error.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Is there any other amendment that needs to be made?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I believe there is a mistake in the item number 4 on the VVIP ceremony price. The price listed should be 100,000 ringgit, not 10,000 ringgit.
Thank you very much, Ms. Maisara. I will make the necessary amendment to the amount.
Thank you, Ms. Maisara and Ms. Secretary. Please take note of this matter. Okay, do we have any other changes to be made?
No, Mr. Chairman.
Alright, then can someone propose that the minutes be passed as a true record?
Mr. Chairman, I propose that the minute to be passed as a true record.
Is there anyone to second the motion?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Nafal and Ms. Aiman. I will now sign the minutes of the previous meeting. Alright, we shall now move on to the fourth item, which is matters arising out of the minutes. Are there any matters arising?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. The preparation for the VVIP ceremony at Kuala Lumpur is 75% completed. We have already reserved the venue and all the ceremony equipment. The only one thing left is to prepare for the catering and door gifts, which they have previously requested. Everyone appears concerned as food is one of the most important aspects of a ceremony.
Thank you, Ms. Aiman. Now, let us proceed to the next item, correspondence. Ms. Secretary, could you please go through the content of the letter received?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I will now read the letter of thanks received from the Director of KPMI Malay. Letter of thanks. Dear Bus Enterprise, thank you for your kindness in managing the event for graduate of KPMI Malay. We are thrilled to have your support. We will be glad to use your service again in the future for your graduation program. Sincerely, Samsia binti Kanda, Director College Profesional Mara Air Malik Melaka.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Secretary. Great job, everyone. It is such an honor to receive a compliment from a respectful person like Ms. Director. It really makes me proud to be in this company. Ms. Secretary, please print out a copy of the letter on the company notice board.
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, let's move on to the next agenda, report. Mr. Gerald, could you please present the financial report for the last month?
Sure, Mr. Chairman. This is the account statement for last month. So everyone, please refer to the report that I have been present. This is the balance that we had last June in the bank amounting 1,500,000, while 5,000 is the amount we have for cash in hand. We managed to get 230,000 through conducting event in July 2021. As you can see in the payment column, we had a lot of expenses last month, which include the rental of the venue amounting to a total 50,000. Expenses for CSR activity held last month was also quite big with the amount of 30,000 because of the purchase of mask and hand sanitizer.
Ah, I see. Thank you, Mr. Gerald, for the brief explanation about our financial statement for last month. Are there any questions or comments?
Excuse me for interrupting, Mr. Chairman. If we look at the financial statement carefully, I believe we can agree that expenses we incurred last month were huge. I think we need to increase our profit in order to sustain our company's global reputation.
Up to a point, I agree with Mr. Naufal, but we still have constraints to organize event on a large scale because of the standard operating procedure that needs to be followed. As a result, our profits are somewhat reduced due to the lack of customers who want to use our service.
Alright, thank you, Mr. Nofal and Ms. Maisara. I agree with both of you, and I will forward this information to the sales department to draw up an appropriate plan to boost our profits during this time. Now, without further delay, let's get started with our main consideration, which is special business. Today, we are going to discuss about number one, corporate social responsibility program (SR). Number two, the theme for the 25th anniversary of Bus Enterprise, and number three is company trip. Alright, everyone, as you all know, we are going to hold a corporate social responsibility program on 30 November 2021. Okay, Does anyone know where the most suitable vaccination center and easy for our company to implement the CSR program?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I would like to propose that we should choose a vaccination center located at Dewan Tun Ali as it is the busiest vaccination center in Malacca.
Okay, is there anyone who will second the motion?
I second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Miss Aiman and Miss Masara. We now should vote for this matter. Those in favor of the proposal, please raise your hand. Okay. Since all of you have agreed with the motion, the proposal is therefore passed unanimously. Therefore, it is resolved that the location for our CSR program is at Dewan Tun Ali Melaka. Next, is there any proposal regarding the CSR program that we can implement?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I propose that we donate facial masks and hand sanitizer to the vaccination center like we did before. I believe that the equipment is very useful to all the people who are working in that place, as they use it regularly to protect themselves from the virus. This kind of donation will show that we are very aware on how dangerous this virus is to all of us, and we must protect each other with all effort.
I'm sorry, Mr. Shaman. I will have to oppose the proposal. Up to a point, I agree with Ms. Aiman. But, Mr. Shaman, I propose that we donate lunch for a week to the vaccination center in Malacca. I feel the expenses of ordering food is much less than the purchase of those items, and we can give the donation to more people. All of us have just discussed and agreed that we had made huge expenses from the previous months, and we need to cover the loss first before making any more involving a huge amount of money. I suggest that we reduce our expenses until we can resume to operate our business normally and achieve better income. As my mom is one of the foreliners who gave the vaccine, I have been told that most of the workers and volunteers did not have time to buy food or their lunch and miss their rest time due to the need to control the flow of people present to get the vaccine. Donation lunch will ease the foreliner burden.
Thank you both of you for speaking up about your belief. I can't deny that I do agree with both opinion. Hmm. Is there anyone who would like to second Miss Aiman's proposal? I'm sorry, Miss Aiman. Your proposal was dropped because no one seconded the motion. Okay? Is there anyone who would like to second Miss Bella's proposal?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with Miss Bella because ordering food is not as complicated as ordering face mask and hand sanitizer. They only require high quality items to ensure their safety.
Okay, everyone. To resolve the matter, shall we put this matter to a vote? We shall all vote their show of hand to decide on the proposal. Those who are in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Miss Secretary, please count the votes.
Alright, Mr. Chairman. For Mr. Chairman,
Thank you, Miss Secretary. I will now announce the vote to everyone. 4 votes were received for the proposal, and therefore the motions to donate lunch to the vaccination center is passed. It is resolved that a program for the corporate social responsibility will donate a lunch for a week to all people that work at the Dewan Tun Ali Vaccination Center in Melaka. Alright, we shall now move on to what catering that can work with us in making our contribution successful later for our donation. Any suggestion on the best caterer?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. I propose that we use Jizam Catering for our CSR program partner. For your information, the vaccination center location, which is close to the caterer place, will make it easier for us to organize the trip as soon as possible. If the food is sent quickly to the vaccination center, those who receive it will get a hot lunch. Other than that, I think that we need to hire them fast even though their cost is quite high because the date for the CSR program is just around the corner. Besides, we still do not have a caterer that is available on the day. They are also one of the best caterers in Malaysia. My friends have tasted their food before and it is absolutely delicious.
I second the motion, Mr. Shaman. I believe things that Ms. Iman state are very useful for the success of our CSR program. Besides, the short distance between the vaccination center and the caterer will make it easier for us to manage the distribution of the food, especially if something unexpected happened during the donation.
Mr. Chairman, I agree with Ms. Aiman because I have tasted your food before. If we look at the price suggestion, it was quite high among other caterers before, but I believe they will provide a good service for us. Despite the price, this caterer has a 5-star rating based on response from their customers that have experience with them. This will give more confidence to our company to deal with them in future because we don't want previous worst case scenarios to happen again, such as providing low quality products and suddenly withdrawal of a contract.
Mr. Chairman, please accept my apologies. I did have to say no to the proposal. I think that the contract with Gizam Catering should be considered again. Furthermore, we need this catering in the long-term service, not to the short-term service. So we will need plenty of time to set up for the catering option, which will be based on more than supply rating. Other than that, I double checked that Jizam catering price is quite unrealistic compared to other catering companies.
Um, I see what you mean, Ms. Hafiza. But all the problems that we have discussed, we can decide after completing our new training contract because we will have many options. And in my point of view, Jitang Catering is qualified with all the experience they have. So here we need to spend more money if we ensure that they can provide good quality food and to reach.
Furthermore, I've met them to discuss and negotiate about the cost, and they decided to give 20% discount from the full cost if we sign them in for the long-term service. This is why I propose that we need to choose Jizam Catering as our new partner. Thank you.
You are welcome, Miss Aiman. So, does anyone else want to add on?
No,
No,
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Shaman.
Okay, let's decide this issue through the vote to settle the argument, shall we? For Miss Aiman proposal, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, Miss Secretary, could you please count the votes?
Alright, Mr. Chairman. For Mr. Chairman,
Okay, thank you, Miss Secretary. The votes for Miss Aiman proposal are received, which is for vote agree for the proposal. Therefore, the motion to make GSM Catering as our caterer for the CSR program is passed. It is resolved that GSM Catering will be our new partner in helping implement the donation. Okay, now we should proceed our discussion with other issues in this special business, which is the 35th anniversary of Bus Enterprise on 1st October 2021. First of all, does anyone have any suggestion for the theme of the event?
Mr. Chairman, I propose the theme for the event is pink because I believe it fit with everyone. Meaning to say this color is really cheerful and inspiring in the eyes of everyone. For your information, the pink color is also the name of a band singer from Korea. So I guess many of you will agree with my motion.
Hmm, pink theme you say. Well, does anyone to second the motion? I'm sorry, Miss Secretary. There is no one second to the motion, so your proposal was dropped.
Mr. Sherman, what about black color? It is interesting, right?
Like the color, I think it's too bright for our company's annual team. Black is too common, and it is always used in funeral ceremonies. We said that the black color is ruling color, and it's not suitable to celebrate initial school event. Although we can use that color, but we should change our event.
I agree with Mr. Nofal's opinion, but it can be discussed more. Anyone want to add any other proposal?
What's about a red carpet theme for this event? It is because the red carpet theme is glamour and the staff can dress like celebrities. Other than that, we may design the space in a Broadway style approach, capturing the genuine essence of the theatre. The event will be brought to life by stage 18 in vibrant colors and plenty of light. We may also include a small amount of art to make it more aesthetic. Plus, we've never done anything like this before.
Impressive, Miss Sarah. I get all up and happy simply listening to it. Therefore, I'll second the motion, Mr. Chairman. Glitter is a necessity to spice up the glam factor. Quite a bit of it.
Wow, wow, wow. Miss Masara is a true expert on the subject. I'm a little excited about this topic. But let's try to make the atmosphere of this meeting as regular as possible, okay? Okay, everyone, to resolve the matter, shall we put this matter to a vote? We shall vote their show of hand to decide on the proposal. Those who are in favor of the motion, please raise your hand. Miss Secretary, please count the vote.
Alright, Mr. Chairman. 3, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Miss Secretary. I will announce the vote. 3 votes agree with the proposal and 2 votes disagree with the proposal. The motion of the team for our 25th anniversary event is the red carpet. It's carried with a small majority. Anyone want to add anything?
No, Mr. Chairman. I believe Ms. Maisara suggests is fantastic, and I'm confident that all of the bus enterprise staff will agree to.
Oh, alright, Miss Secretary.
Mr. Chairman, before I forget, can I ask something?
Yes, sure, Mr. Nokar. What is it?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And how about the venue for this event?
Oh, yeah. Anyone have any suggestion about the venue?
Mr. Chairman, I propose the venue for this event at Hotel Royal Truman, Kuala Lumpur. I believe that this place is interesting for our event.
Wow, Miss Mesara, it is interesting. But I think the place is quite expensive, right? But first, does anyone want to second the motion? I'm sorry, Miss Mesara. Your proposal is dropped since nobody wants to second the motion.
Mr. Chairman, I propose that our 25th anniversary celebration be held at Atmosphere 360 at Kuala Lumpur, KL Tower. I think that the Atmosphere 360 at KL Tower view is amazing and breathtaking, and we will be thrilled to see the big city and all tall buildings around the Kuala Lumpur. The food is very watering, and there will be a lot of cakes and pastry selections too.
Wow, just listening to it makes me hungry. Therefore, I second the motion, Mr. Chairman. I believe that the place is worth a try.
I think it is interesting and convenient too. Okay, let's vote for the proposal. Those who are in favor, please raise your hand. Miss Secretary, please count the votes.
Alright, Mr. Chairman. 3, 4, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you, Miss Secretary. I will announce the vote to everyone. 4 votes agree with the proposal and 1 vote disagree with the proposal. The motion for the venue of the event in therefore passed with a large majority. It is resolved that the venue for the company's 35th anniversary is at Atmosphere 360 KL Tower.
Mr. Chairman, may I know whether we need to pay for the dinner?
Oh, don't you worry, Mr. Secretary. The company has allocated the money for this event. So you don't have to worry about the price, okay?
Wow, Mr. Chairman, I was relieved to hear that.
Okay. Next, how about the entertainment for our event?
Mr. Chairman, I propose that we hire Kugira Masdo to perform during the event because nowadays they are quite famous and I heard that the payment is quite reasonable.
Wow, I agree. I love them too. Therefore, I second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Excellent. Let's vote to agree with Miss Bella's proposal. For those who are in favor, please raise your hand. Okay. Since all have agreed to the motion is therefore passed unanimously. It is resolved that Kogero Masdo will be hired to perform on the 35th anniversary. Next, anyone wants to add any other proposal regarding the performance?
Mr. Chairman, I also think it's interesting too, Miss Bella. And I think we also can add open mic nights. Those who get the most cheers will be the winner. I believe everyone will love it, including me.
I second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Miss Simon and Miss Mesara. So there you have it. If that the case, shall we submit this to a show of hands? Vote to affirm everyone's decision? Please raise your hand if you support the proposal. Since all have agreed to the motion again, the motion is therefore passed unanimously. It is resolved that we don't need to discuss about it anymore. Those who want to join the open mic night can give their name to Miss Secretary. Alright, let's proceed to deal with the last matter in special business regarding the company trip. Do you have anything in mind for this trip? Perhaps someone who should be in charge of managing it?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to propose Paris as the destination for our company's trip at the end of this year. This is because the country is very known as a global center for art, fashion, gastronomy, and culture. From there, we can get inspiration as well as ideas to decorate any event in the future.
Excellent, Ms. Mesara. Anyone to second the motion?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion because is the one of the countries that has many tourist spots. Furthermore, we can fill our tentative with a lot of activities. Not to forget also about historic buildings such as Notre Dame de Paris and La Sainte Chapelle.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Secretary. Let's vote on this matter. Will those in favor of the proposal please raise your hand? Okay, since the motion has received all votes, the motion is therefore passed. It is resolved that Paris will be the destination for our company's trip at the end of this year.
By the way, Mr. Chairman, I would like to nominate Ms. Aiman to be the person in charge to handle this trip since she has been to Paris many times.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Wow, good idea, Miss Mesara. So, Miss Simon, how do you feel about being the person in charge to manage this trip?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, I'm honored to take the responsibility to lead this trip. Since I have several experience going to Paris, I'm pretty sure that I can pull this one out too.
Okay, very good, Miss Simon. Let's vote on this matter, shall we? With those in favor of the proposal, please raise your hand. Okay, all of you have agreed to the motion. The motion is therefore passed unanimously. It is resolved that Miss Simon will be in charge of the company's trip. Miss Simon, you can set up your own community and conduct the meeting with the respective community later. Now, let's discuss the accommodation for our company's trip.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to propose that we stay at Hotel Gustave. It is because the cost for Hotel Gustave per night is cheap compared to other hotels in Paris.
Wow, it's amazing, Miss Aiman. Is there anyone to second the motion?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Nafar. Let's resolve this matter by voting. For those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, so the matter has been resolved as everyone has voted. It is resolved that we stay at Gustave Hotel. For your information, the hotel fee will be paid by the company.
Yahoo!
Yeah,
Thank you, Mr.
thank you,
Thank
Mr.
Chairman.
you,
Chairman.
Chairman.
Thank you.
You are welcome. Now everyone can focus on the next matter. So, what activities do you want to suggest to do there?
Mr. Chairman, I propose we need to include snowboarding on our last night as one of the activities we do in Paris as it is winter at that time.
Uh, wow, I never experienced this before this. Therefore, I second the motion, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Mr. Nafar. It sounds very fun, right? So, let's put this matter to a vote. For those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, so everyone agrees with the matter, and it has been resolved that we will snowboard on our last night in Paris. Anyone want to add more activities?
Mr. Chairman, I propose we should go to the Palais Galleria. The Palais Galleria is one of the Paris Fashion Museum. From there, our fashion designer can get more ideas for the bride apparel.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Wow, it's something I don't think of. To solve this matter, let's vote. For those in favor, please raise your hand. Wow, wow, wow. All of you come to an agreement when it comes to vacation. That's an amazing cooperation. Since all have agreed to the motion, it is resolved that we will go to the Palace Gallery. Lastly, don't you all forget something?
I don't think so, Mr. Chairman.
You forget the main attraction in Paris, which is the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, I almost forget that. We also cannot miss going to Disneyland Paris. It is one of the best places there.
Okay, Miss Simon. Miss Secretary, please take note of this matter.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, I will take note of the place, hotel, and activity we discussed.
Thank you, Miss Secretary.
Mr. Chairman, can I ask something?
Yes, you may, Miss Mesara.
Mr. Chairman, can we bring our family or not?
Yes, you can. But the company will sponsor the hotel for workers only.
Oh, okay, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, alright, everyone. Shall we close the discussion for now and continue with any other business? We will discuss more about this trip later.
Yes,
Yes,
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Yes,
Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, I would like to inform you that Datuk City has sponsored the brand new Kobe waterproof purifier as a token of appreciate to our company for handling her concert last month. The water purifier has already arrived and will be installed at ground floor so that everyone can use it. The location was changed from administration floor to the ground floor because the area was not so functional and only some workers can access the water purifier.
Wow, it's such an honor to get sponsored by a famous singer, not just in Malaysia, but internationally. I hope I can meet her once.
Me too, Mr. Chairman. By the way, Mr. Naufal, do you remember that you asked me remind you to tell them about the renovation of the car park?
Oh yeah, I almost forgot that. I would like to inform all of you that there will be a new car lift today to every car park on every level.
Wow! I think it will be very convenient for all of us later.
For sure, Miss Ayman. However, that means that the car park in Block D will be closed for renovation. All the workers that need to work from the office can choose either to use the public lot beside our company or car park in Block A.
Mm, that's mean I have to walk far away to reach the office.
Unfortunately, yes, Miss Bella. For your information, the renovation will start in August and the renovation will be done within about 1 to 2 months.
All right, Mrs. Nova. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the information, Mr. Nofal.
You're welcome, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, there is a request for a coffee machine from the workers in the audit department. They say it would be convenient for them as the cafe is closed for 2 months.
Oh, okay. Let's put this matter on the agenda for the next meeting. Miss Secretary, please take note.
Sure, Mr. Chairman.
Oh, now it's already 12 p.m. Let us stop our meeting here. The next item is the date, time, and place of the next meeting. Let's we decide on all this matter. How about if you have it on the 5th September? Miss Secretary, could you help me to check my schedule? Am I free on that day?
Mr. Chairman, you are free on that day.
Alhamdulillah. How about the rest? Is the 25th of September okay with everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
Mr.
Yes,
Mr.
Chairman.
Chairman.
Excellent. The time will remain the same as today's meeting, and it will be held here in Google Meet or physical meeting if the COVID case decrease and we can meet at the office. Alright?
oh,
Okay, Mr.
okay,
Oh,
Mr.
Chairman.
Okay,
okay,
Chairman.
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Chairman.
Good. Therefore, it is decided that the next meeting will be held on the 25th September at 10 a.m. via Google Meet or through physical meeting. Before we adjourn the meeting, can I have someone to propose the meeting to be adjourned?
Mr. Chairman, I propose that we adjourn the meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
Okay, thank you, Miss Aiman and Miss Maisara. And thank you, everyone, for your active participation in today's discussion. Till we meet again in the next meeting, inshallah, I now declare that the meeting is closed. Thank you.
You're
You are
welcome,
welcome,
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman.
Chairman.